Hi my lovelies, Sandra here and welcome back to my channel. And here's me trying to organise myself. This is going to be a pretty long video, but it is something that's been requested. It's on the skin series and in particular about the face shaving, okay? Stroke dermaplaning, okay? First off, let's just tell you where I get mine from. I get mine from Amazon and I've been buying them for many years. In fact, before it became popular, I used to get the huge box, and I'm pretty sure the huge box for 36 in used to be sort of like 10 bucks. Because these are becoming popular now, y'all know, and they are the facial razors with a safety cover. And I get the 12 pack. They're by Dorco and they're called Tinkle. I don't know if it means the same thing over in America, but to tinkle in England is to go for a pee. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Probably does mean the same, I don't know. So you get 12 razors and the price is $6.99 on Prime, which isn't too bad. I've seen them for sale in the stores now in Walmart and places like that, and you get say 3 in. The reason I buy them in packs like this is because I use them as disposables, okay? I never reuse one. And I'll tell you why. The times I've reused them, I've always cut myself, and I've got just a tiny little cut up there that I did. And that is because when you get it, it's plastic. And on it, you'll see it has sort of a serrated, and then it has a safety, sort of a safety thing all the way across it. What I found is once you've used it once, it only takes a tiny minute bit of it just to move for it to snag, you know, your skin again. And for the price, you know, you just, once you've used it, you pop the lid back on and dispose of it as you would normally dispose of it. They are also known as eyebrow razors, and let's just talk about it first. The first thing is, you don't need to shave your face if you don't want to, okay? When I was an esthetician, I would have ladies come through. I would offer this. I used to do a one price fits all facial, and the way I used to work my facials, because I ran my own business, was whatever you need, you're going to get, okay? But I did speak to the ladies about waxing and about the razors, because some ladies, and gentlemen obviously, but some ladies like to keep the hair on the face. It's okay, you don't have to take it off if you don't want to. So, but those people who didn't want the hair on the face, they would always get sort of a mid dermaplane type thing from me, as well as an acid peel. I has to do it all in one. But so first off, I'm saying it's not necessary for you to take the hair off your face if you don't want to, okay? Don't feel pressured to do anything if you don't want to do it. Secondly, if you do start to age a bit, should one say, and you do start getting the hair, you know what I'm talking about, the mustachy type of hair coming in around here, and around here. It may be something that you might want to look at doing if you don't want to wax, and if you don't want to use any kind of Veet product or nothing. I don't like them kind of things on the face. So it may be something that you might have been looking into, should one say. In which case, yes, you can just use it in those areas. And with my ladies who used to come and visit me, who didn't want the hair removed, but they wanted this removed and anything growing here, what I always used to do was I used to do that, get rid of it, but then obviously what you will have then is you'll have sort of very fine hairs on your face, and then they had sort of complete smoothing. So I just used to lightly feather out then from the center. Let me just get this one again because I just threw it down. So what I would do then is, once I'd removed the hair, if they didn't want waxing, because not everyone wants to be waxed, what I would do then is I would just use the knife and just lightly feather out, and just sort of feather it out very gently, still leaving the hair around here, but then it sort of merged in, if you know what I mean. It wasn't such a big hair, nothing. It sort of got thinner, sort of you know, and then thicker as you went out. That's the way I used to do it with my ladies who like to keep the hair. Second thing that people always used to say to me is, well, the hair's going to grow back thicker, and like unless you're actually changing into a guy, that's not going to happen. Okay, your body's not designed to grow your hair back thicker. You're not turning into a man. If you are, great, but if you're not, it's not going to grow back thicker. It's just that when you do any kind of hair removal, when it does start coming back through, then it's going to feel a little bit more stubblier. Now, it's not going to look like stubble like on a man's beard, but you're gonna feel it just a wee bit. Okay, and that's just part and parcel. That's because instead of it being sort of smooth and feather-like on the end, you've sort of chopped the end of it off, you know. Um, and that is also a personal choice as well. But no, your hair's not going to grow back thicker, and etc. etc. And in fact, I don't want this video to go on too long. I might have to do it in 2 steps. I might just do the explanation first, and then I'll do the actual dermaplaning, sort of shaving, in a second video. Because what I do want to say is that if you do have the waxing done, you'll know it doesn't. In fact, waxing actually helps over time for a hair decrease, because you're actually pulling the hair out from the root, and the more you pull it out from the root, the more that the cell inside gets smaller and smaller. With this, you're not pulling it out at the root. What you're doing is you're just shaving, just shaving it off the top. So that is that. So 1, don't be forced into doing in your face if you don't want to do it. You don't have to. 2, if you decide that you want it, yeah, there are options. You can just get rid of it around here, get rid of any hairs that you don't want around there, especially if they're very nominal, but then you can lightly feather it out, okay, whilst still keeping your hair if you want that option. And 3, no, your hair's not going to grow back thicker. It's not going to grow back like you've got a beard like a man, okay. Now, as you go through menopause, you might start to get a beard like a man, but you know, that's just the way it is. I like these. They are disposable. I always use disposable with my customers. I didn't buy a dermaplaning tool because I'm not trained in dermaplaning. I was never trained in that, but I could do as much as I could with one of these and then put the lid on, throw it away, and then I knew that every single customer that came through to me was having a brand new one every time. And if you're going to do this at home for $6.99, you know, like I say, dispose of them as you normally would, you know, and just do that, but make sure the lid always goes on. There is a way to do your face where you're not cutting it. Now, I did mention that I did get a little cut the other day. That is because I did reuse one, okay, and that's my own fault. And sometimes I do slightly cut myself. Now, it's not going to be a deep cut where I'm pissing blood all the time, sorry to say that, but it's just going to be like just a little tiny bit of a cut, because it has safety stuff on it. You can see it's not like a razor that you would get for under your arms, so it's just smooth. This has little traction marks on it. See that? So just to let you know that, yes, you are okay going over acne. The one thing I would not go over is a mole. You know, a proper moles that you have, work around the moles. I don't want to be starting anything off with any moles. But definitely you can go over acne with it. And yes, it might make, if you do have acne areas that are all dried up now, you can go over it. It would definitely get rid of that skin off it. But yeah, you might bleed from the acne thing, and in which case, yes, you would use, after you've finished doing your face, you would then use something like the Panoxyl that I use, just to cleanse my face with afterwards, just to make sure that you don't get any infection, you know, or anything like that. As far as using it, yes, you can use it all over your face, and then yes, you can use it down your neck. It used to be easy for me to use it on a customer's neck because they're lying back like that and I could hold the skin taut. It is not easy for me to do it on my own, to do it down the neck. So I normally just lightly feather all the way around my neck, and my neck's got bigger over the years. I don't know what that is. I'm keeping that for an apocalypse in case we need extra fat storage for something. Let's just hope that if we do get an alien invasion, they're allergic to fat, because oh please. So that's that. And the best thing to do if you are interested in any kind of dermaplaning and anything, and you don't want to go to an esthetician or someone to have it done, practice yourself. Put a glide on there first. I always use a lotion, and then practice with the lid on first. Just practice, and in my next video, because otherwise it's going to be well too long, in my next video that I've already filmed, I will show you exactly how you hold your skin and then go down and do it. But I would definitely practice first with the lid on and get yourself used to the different angles of the skin. It's not just to going all the way down and do it that way. There are different angles to the skin and to the muscles. Yeah, they are muscles under the skin. So you definitely want to get used to how to apply it first, and then, you know, start it. Now these do say that they are for eyebrows as well, and I do use them for my eyebrows. I want you to be really, really careful if you're going to use them for your eyebrows as well, because it's long. It's not like it's a really short thing that you can just go in and do a little bit. It's long. And I also show you in my filming video how to, you know, cover up your eyebrow with your finger, lift it up, and then you do the little bits under your eyebrows. Okay, you don't just go in and just do it raw like that, because you're going to be dragging skin down. You always want to be lifting skin up and then doing it, and never ever go down onto this bit here. Okay, you always stop sort of at the center point. Okay, so that's just for eyebrows. And then unibrows, you know, obviously hold the hair if you still have hair, and then just do it very lightly on the inside. Not long movements. You want very short movements, very, you know, very controlled movements. If you have problems with your eyesight, or if you just generally don't want to do it, you can ask a friend or a sister or somebody close to you to do it for you, and then they might be able to better angle doing that for you, if that is something that you know, that you want to do. I like the dermaplaning. I normally go in, I don't need to dermaplane anymore. Dermaplane is removing a lot of layers of skin. What I tend to do is I do a very, very fine layer to remove the hairs, and I always do this about 3 days after I've used a retinol. Okay, you all know, if you've watched a previous video, if you haven't, go and watch it. I use A313 retinol once a week of an evening, so go and watch that one. And then what the retinol will start doing is it will start turning your skin over, and then you want your this is really going to help the dead skin come off faster. I always wait 72 hours after I've applied a retinol, and then I go in and see whether there's any dead skin coming off. Okay, I never ever do a dermaplane with any other treatment the same day. Obviously as an esthetician I did, because I could control that and I knew what I was doing, but I don't want you doing it. I do not want you doing a dermaplane or any kind of this kind of thing and then using a retinol or any acid or any scrub that same day. Okay, want you to wait 3 days after you've done something like this before you do something. Always give yourself 72 hours. Your skin has to get used to it. So I always have a 3-day in between, or I would prefer it if you had a 3-day in between doing any kind of treatment. So wait 3 days after you've done this, and then if you decide you want to do a scrub or something on your face, then do it. But before you do a scrub, watch my scrub video that I'm going to be making, because not all scrubs are the same, and I don't, you know, I don't want you going out and buying something right now, because I do have things that I can definitely recommend. If you don't want to do a scrub or anything, and this is just a once a month treatment that you want to do it once a month, but make sure you have that 3-day in between, you know, in between doing any other treatment. If you decide not to do just a retinol treatment or anything like that, say you've got retinol in your moisturizer already, and it will say with retinol, maybe it's for aging skin or something, I want you to not use that for 3 days, okay, before you do this. It doesn't say it in the instructions, but I can tell you now, if you do a retinol the one day, or you use something that turns your skin over, and then the next day you do one of these, your skin's going to be a lot more sensitive, okay? So I would err on the side of caution, and I know I've seen it, I've been there, and I would always say, just use, if you're happy with everything that you're doing, do not use for 3 days prior to doing this, and 3 days after, do not use anything that's going to cause your skin to turn over. Don't use anything with alcohol, you know, toners or nothing like that. Don't use any creams that are designed for aging skin, or retinols, or alpha hydroxy acid, or BHAs, or salicylic acid. Just use, okay, and this is what, I'm not paid by anyone, I just use Lubriderm. You can use CeraVe, you can use Cetaphil. Just use a regular moisturizer 3 days before and 3 days after, okay? Because even though this is only going on the surface of the skin, you're still going to be taking, even with a very light application, some layers of skin off. And you don't want to just mix the two. I never like mixing the two. Well, I used to love mixing the two on my customers because I got such good results, but I don't want you doing it, okay? I want you to be sensible about this, if you can. So if you love whatever you're using at the moment and you're thinking, you know what, I want to do that, I want to have really smooth skin, you know, say you wear makeup because you want your makeup to go on better, or for whatever reason you choose, okay? If you want that, 3 days beforehand, just switch your moisturizer and whatever else, your serums or anything like that, put them to one side. Use just a regular moisturizer of any kind for those 3 days as your regular moisturizing treatment. Do this, and then for 3 days after you've done this, use that regular one that you've got, and then you can go back onto whatever skincare regime is your favorite regime. That would be my honest, I would feel more comfortable with that, because I have super exceptionally sensitive skin, really sensitive, and you know, I go for red very easily. I do have some broken capillaries. I used to have acne. I used to suffer so bad with cystic acne that it used to swell my face up. I'm not joking. I used to have to take antibiotics. So I used to suffer with that, but I've just found, I really have found in life, the least amount that you mess around with, the better. And I'll give you a good example. If you look at an elderly person, your grandparents or great grandparents like that, a lot of the elderly people I had coming through to see me, they had such amazing soft skin. And that's because they didn't mess around with a lot of stuff. A lot of times growing up, they only had soap and water or a washcloth. They didn't mess around with all these other stuff. So if you do want to make some changes to your skin, for whatever reason, okay, you try to do it in a way that you're not going to upset it that much, okay? This will be brand new to it. I mean, I'm hoping that once you've done it once, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I do mine every week. But I have built that up to doing it every week, okay, guys? It's not something that I've just, you know, found one day and just did. I built my skin up. It took me years to build it up to doing it once a week. And I have seen improvements. You know, I have seen improvements from using a retinol. Now I have seen improvements from doing this, but I don't use all that other stuff that you can get. I no longer use toners, tonics, serums. I don't use any of that now. I've just got a few specific treatments down now, and then I don't waste money on all that other stuff. If you're happy with all the other stuff that you're using, I applaud you. I mean, I say this in every video, use it, do whatever you feel is comfortable. But if you're looking for a change, you're looking to simplify something in your life, and you've got a problem area that you want to address with, you know, with the hairs, that's absolutely fine. Do it, you know, but be very careful doing it. Make sure you got good lighting, a good mirror, do small areas at a time. And even if you are really unsure about doing it, just do one area one day and see how you get on. See how you feel the next day. You can always do the next area the next day. If you didn't like it, say you snagged and you cut yourself as something you like, that's not for me, well, at least you've only got a small area that you did, you know? So trial and error it that way. If you're already using something like this, fabulous. I don't know. You already know about these things. But yeah, I really like these. And whenever I'm in doing my face, my husband will say, what are you doing in the bathroom? I'll be like, I'm shaving. He's like, you don't need to shave, you have no hairs. I'm like, duh. And I really just, I mean, for me, the reason I take the hairs off my face is because I find that once they're gone, then anything that I've got going on my skin, I can see better, and any treatment that I do doesn't have the hairs in the way. And I do realize there may be some people who are watching this saying, well, you need the hairs in life, you need them for this. Yeah, I'm not disputing anything, well, anyone's opinion. Your opinion's yours. I fully accept whatever your opinion is. This is just what I found works better for me, was just removing lightly the hair so I could see what I had going on better. And then, like I say, I only do one treatment now, which is the retinol, but now I know the retinol is going to go straight in and it's going to work. And I also feel that, you know, coming up to 53, my skin is looking better than it's done in a long time. I don't wear makeup, guys. I've got no makeup on. All I do is wash my face. I don't even use cleanser most of the time. I just use a washcloth now. But this glow that you see on my face, that you see in the videos, this isn't from a product. This is just my face now. So you can get that glow. You can get that without having to spend a shed load of money on a 3-step, a 5-step, an 8-step routine of spending a lot of money. If you don't want to, that money can either be put towards something else, or you might not even have that money. So for me, my personal thing I've built it up to now is I do a retinol treatment once a week, and then 3 days after that I use this baby and remove any hairs. If I do get zits, because you know we all get zits at some kind, I will show you in another video how I deal with zits when I do get them now. And I will also show you in another video, I know it's a very popular subject, is rosacea and really red skin. But I've talked enough in this. I'm hoping you watch this before you watch the video on me actually doing the hair removal, because I just want to give you the reasons why I do mine, why it's becoming popular. If you know, just because something's becoming popular doesn't mean you have to do it. If you are, like I say, a lady who is very comfortable with having the hair on her face, just skip this video. You don't need to, or watch it anyway, because I could do the viewing hours. But yeah, don't feel pressured to do something you don't want to do. You keep them hairs, they're yours, they belong to you. If you want to keep them, you keep them. You know, and I'm happy with that. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. But this is a video for people who are thinking about it, wanting to do something about it, looking and thinking, what do I do, which ones do I buy, blah blah blah. So I'm hoping I addressed some things in this video, and I'm hoping you watch this and then you go on to the next one, which is me actually doing, and I've already recorded it, so I can't edit it now, but hopefully you'll see some of the routines, get the practice in for doing it. Do not use these on any other part of your body, just to let you know. I tried doing my legs with one of these and it just left stripe marks all the way down them. It really did not tolerate that skin whatsoever. I also trialed it on my arms because I'm that kind of a person, to see if I could remove the hair on my arms, you know, in the dead skin, and it left stripes down there. On my skin it didn't leave stripes. So yes, just go very slow with it, take your time, and once you've done it once and you feel your skin, it's quite addictive, just to let you know. It is very addicting when your skin feels like baby soft. And let's get your skin, if you want to, in some kind of really good condition. If it's not already in a really good condition, that you don't feel that you have to wear makeup, but if you do, it's gonna look pretty darned awesome. I think that's the best way to say it. Yeah, so you're not too young to start this. You know, in the East, they start them off at a very young age, using not this one, the actual dermaplane. Believe it or not, when I first started researching this a couple of years ago, they do start them off from a very early age, but they do use sunscreen. You're going to need to use a sunscreen as well. You know, I'm not going to tell you off if you don't, but it's up to you. But any kind of treatment that you do that's going to remove layers of skin, and I don't mean big chunks, I mean very fine dead layers. All you want to do is remove the dead layers. Any treatment like that makes you more photosensitive, and even if the sun's out, it's still in the sky somewhere, so you'll use your sunscreen. Anyhow, thank you for watching. I know that this went on a bit long, but I knew it would, because I just wanted to cover all those basics, and I hope you enjoy my video on the actual doing it. Actually doing it. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.